today. Let's start off on this issue of widespread releases. We know the administration has been releasing migrants into cities all over the country for a couple of years now. We know that. Our reporters tell us that. And Biden's DOJ now is fighting to make sure that they can release even more migrants on parole. That means without even needing to have a court date. That is a fight that's happening in the judicial system. But yet the White House continues to tell us that that's a lie, that they are not pushing for widespread releases. What's your take on that? Because obviously we can see it with our own eyes.
Yeah, whatever they tell you, it's a lie. That's my take. So whatever it is that they're telling you that they're doing, that's not what they're doing. If they were to tell you that they're not doing something, that's exactly what they're doing. So, you know, this administration is just a pack of lies, starting with the President of the United States himself, and then the Secretary on down. It's unfortunate because the Customs and Border Patrol agents that are doing the job on the ground are being overwhelmed. They know what it takes to stop this, but the Biden administration chooses not to. It all started on the first day of his administration when he overturned all the policies that were working. That's the first mistake. Then the second mistake was knowing that those policies that were working were causing the problem. They didn't go back and try to reinstitute them. So, yeah, I don't believe anything the Biden administration tells me.
All right, let's go to what can be done about this. You and the Republicans signed the Secure the Border Act. Let's put it on the screen. This would resume the construction of at least 900 miles of border wall, increase the number of Border Patrol agents to 22,000, reinstate former President Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. But critics, Democrats, have said that this would significantly limit asylum here in the U.S. They also say that it would put migrants child migrants in detention potentially indefinitely, and they don't like that. And also there are critics of this, Congressman, that say a little bit too little, too late. Why wait now to pass this?
Well, look, because we just got we just control Congress now. I mean, the Republicans, we took over in January. And so, yeah, it took us a while to craft the legislation. This certainly wasn't going to be passed under a Democrat control Congress. The Biden administration has known from the get-go what it takes to stop this illegal immigration. They've chosen not to. Now, as far as let's talk about the children. What we want to do is return the children back to their parents in their home country. Right now, there are over 85,000 children in the United States right now that this country doesn't know where they are. They don't know where they are, who's got them, what they're doing. Our guess is what they're doing right now, they're being sex trafficked, they're being used for child labor, for other nefarious purposes. And so you're actually really wrecking the lives of these young children. We want to send them back to their parents or their families back in their home countries. That's a heck of a lot more humane than what's happening right now under the Biden administration. We have to reinstitute the Remain in Mexico policy, which basically says, it's the law, really. It says anybody who's asking for asylum here in the United States either needs to be detained in the United States or needs to stay in a third country awaiting their asylum hearing. That's what happened under the Biden administration. Now, what the funny thing about it is only about 10% of those asylum claims are actually verified and are allowed in. That's what caused basically the stoppage or lessening of the flow of the people trying to get into the United States once they found out that only 10% of them could actually enter the United States.
Now, Democrats say, look, this doesn't have a snowball's chance to make it. But let's bring up a quote here from Representative Chip Roy of Texas. The congressman says, we passed the bill and I think does the job. And by the way, I think this is now a central part of any debt ceiling or spending debate for the remainder of the year. Every day that the president continues to dilly-dally, in my mind, the price goes up, not down. You want a debt ceiling increase? You want to go fund the operation of government? Then fix the damn border, Mr. President. Where do you stand on this? Are you willing to potentially, hold hostage debt ceiling negotiations here if over this border bill?
Well, look, I'm willing to hold hostage the debt ceiling negotiations over what we passed in the House, and that's separate from this border bill. I think. At this point, we've given our speaker the tools that he needs to negotiate. But look, we're the only ones that have a plan for the debt ceiling. We want to reduce the wasteful spending of this government. We have to get back on a track that is fiscally responsible, something that won't steal our children and our grandchildren's future.
But do you think that this border bill should be part of the negotiations to raising the debt ceiling?
Look, at this point, all we voted on, this is one congressman, and he has a right to his opinion. What we voted on as the entire Republican side is what we sent Speaker McCarthy to negotiate with President Biden. That is our negotiations. Reduce wasteful government spending, also increase our energy production here in the United States, try to reduce the inflation here in the United States, interest rates in the United States, and reduce, again, this unbelievable, reckless spending that the Democrats and President Biden has taken
So
us
not
on.
willing to go as far as Chip Roy, but we'll see how the negotiations bear out. Florida Congressman Carlos Gimenez, thank you again for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.